people are talking more about empathy in sales in particular. But when you really think about it, if empathy is understanding connection through perspective taking, that's like a huge part of what sales should be, because you want to be able to take the perspective of your client and of what it is that you're selling, of the organization itself. And without that connection and understanding and the ability to take perspective, I would think that the ability to do sales would really go down.
Absolutely. And, in my initial kind of support role, or the pre-sales part of the sales relationship, because in case everybody doesn't know, in business to business sales, the big type of sales usually have a technical type person who's going to be more wired like an engineer, because as it implies, it's about the technology. And then you have the salesperson who is more focused on the relationship and closing out the deal and the T's and C's and all that stuff that goes with it. And the whole idea is that you're supposed to be working together better. The reason I bring this up is because I was in many different situations with salespeople who are very good at empathy and reading the customer and understanding not just, intellectually what's needed, the cognitive part of it, but having that active empathy of, yeah, and even, I've been there before, I've done this before, I've helped other clients before, and here's how this can help you type thing. But first and foremost, focusing on the client. So there was plenty of other salespeople, unfortunately, that it was just about, just close the deal and move on to the next deal. And it was almost like, I don't really care what they're doing. I just got to make my quota. And those were the ones that were frankly more difficult. So I had many mentors and really, really good salespeople that I work with where I saw this in action. And again, as I go back and reflect on it, I can definitely see the difference. Maybe didn't realize that was what was underneath it at the time. And then that has helped me with my direction, because then I went into sales as well. And I was a manager of sales teams. And then I was in enablement for the last 25 years. So I've been helping companies with what they're going through to help them be better. And therefore, this is sort of like the third meta level of empathy in terms of understanding my client and understanding what they're trying to do with their client. And it really does get back to that of a true understanding. And in our type of sales, in the consultative sales, the B2B sales, we call it like qualification and discovery. So the point is, the intent is you're understanding the alignment between what they're trying to do and what you can offer as a solution. And I often talk about the fact that our solutions have no inherent value, meaning whatever we have, it doesn't matter unless it can help the other person. It doesn't matter if I have the best solution for, I don't know, cutting lawns. If you don't need your lawn cut, why would you care? So the empathy part of it comes into play, where we're doing the discovery and finding out not just what solution we should propose, but what are they thinking? What's on the line for them? What are they motivated by? How do we make a win-win out of it? And those are the salespeople that I'm sure everybody who's listening is thinking, oh yeah, I've seen somebody like that. Somebody made me feel like they really cared. Those are the salespeople that are excelling. Others, and maybe in just a transactional business, but I still would always focus on the client. Others are just sort of like cut and run, and that doesn't work. So my book is all about not really sales. It's funny because, as you started out saying, there's this sort of misunderstanding or a stereotype about sales, and everybody thinks of the pushy salesperson. What really we want to focus on is the buyer. So in my world, and what several of us, a lot of us in these leadership roles are doing, is helping to continue to focus on the buyer, the stakeholders, the people, and what they're trying to do. And once we understand that, then we can help them more. The danger is that it's too easy to ignore that or hope that you don't have to do it, because it takes time at the beginning of the sales cycle. So there's a lot of dynamics going on there that empathy sometimes is unless it's natural, it's not something that you would think about, because the tendency is just to try to get the sale.